To make up a pumpkin carving, and we're going to do it digitally rather than with a knife. So I'm going to use my shape tools. Now here's my shape tool over here. It's the U menu key. So click in your shape tool, come down to the custom shape tool. This will call up these custom shapes. Now by default you'll have probably these ones in here, which will be just the standard ones. I'd like you to increase the number of tools you have in there to the other geometric shapes here, and to do that you go to the flyout menu, come down to shapes. There's other ones in here too that you can play with later, but just grab the shapes for now, and that's going to load up all these sort of squares and diamonds and whatever shapes. So we're going to pick out of the list here, we're going to pick the triangle right here. So I'm going to come into the list, I'm going to come into the pumpkin now, and with white as my foreground color, I'm going to click and drag with the shape tool and place my first eye on my pumpkin. Now if you're not happy with your placement, click in the V move tool and you can move your eye around wherever you'd like. And just like that would be fine. I'm going to hit the enter key and click off of it somewhere to just accept it. So now we've got that shape pasted on there. I'm going to make sure I have that layer selected again, and I'm going to duplicate that layer. Duplicate layer. And I'm going to move this over, so say OK first. Now we have another layer right over top of that, but you can't see it. So with the V move tool, move it across to where you'd like. And hey, let's live dangerous here. Let's tilt the eye a little bit. Ooh, that's dangerous. Let's hit the enter key to accept that. Click on your first one again, and let's tilt this guy a little bit. So you can always come back and alter the shape of your shapes. Shape of your shapes. So that makes sense, doesn't it? Click enter to accept it. Now we're going to duplicate one of these layers again. Doesn't matter which one, they're both the same. And so duplicate that layer, layer, duplicate layer. Make it the third one. We're going to drag it down. Oh, with the V key, hit the V key and drag that one down. And there's our third one. But tell you what, let's rotate this right upside down. Let's live dangerous. Oh, I picked the wrong point there to rotate, but that's okay. If I play with it enough, I'll figure it out. I just locked in one peg there, so now I'm going to make it smaller too, because we'll make his nose a little bit smaller and a little bit misshapen. Boy, I'm really messing this guy up, aren't I? Let's pull it over. Maybe I can bring it there. And see, I pegged in one corner there. I locked that corner down with an anchor. There we go. So we got a misshapen nose. Hit enter to accept that. Click off there. There we got the eyes and the nose. Let's do a mouth now. We're going to stick with the custom shape tool. Come in and grab the circle tool, the black circle tool. This is going to fill in. White is our foreground color. It's going to fill in the mouth. Now let's really live dangerous and give him some jagged teeth. To do this, we're going to click on, first of all, our square tool, square item. Now come into this item up here. I'll blow it up so you can see it at the top here. See this one right here that subtracts from your selection, your shape area? Click on that guy to make that one active rather than the first one, which is you're creating a new shape layer. So we're going to subtract from our shape layer. We're going to subtract from this one. It's got the minus on there. Ooh, let's make a jagged tooth. Ooh, we like to live dangerous, don't we? There, he looks really menacing now, doesn't he? So now we have our shapes. Just click anywhere off there. Hit enter. And click anywhere. There we go. So there's our pumpkin. Now it doesn't look very realistic. So let's add some details in here. You can do this a couple of ways. You can collapse these layers, all these merged layers. We're going to select all the layers with the shift key. And I'm going to come up to layer, merge layers, just the ones that have the shape on it. Now all these shapes are together. If I hold the command key down and click on the icon, I can select all those shapes as you see. And if you'd like to move this, just grab the V key again and move it around anywhere you'd like to move it around. Oh, what am I doing wrong? I'm on the V key. I should be able to move that. There we go. And I can move it around. See, I've got the dancing ants selected. Let me get rid of those, and that'll make more sense. There we go. Now I'm going to just deselect everything, so we're out of that altogether. Grab another tool, that'll do it. Oh yeah, apply that transformation. There we go. And I'll just deselect it. There we go. So there's our eyes and our mouth and the pumpkin. It doesn't look very realistic. So let's come into some different blend modes here, and we'll change things. I want you to click on the actual, it looks like transparency, but there's actually the eyes in there. I want you to click on that layer style and call it the layer style. So we're going to put a bevel and emboss on here. So click in your bevel and emboss features, and we're going to just drag this out a little bit more, and you can see there's a little bit of embossing on there. Let's go with the inner bevel. Let's bring the size up a little bit. Oh yeah, scary. And tell you what, let's see if it goes down, if it looks better. That's better. Now we got some depth in there. It looks like the light's coming down from the top. We're getting a bit of shape on those teeth. Play with these controls for the size and the softness and all the rest of it, and that'll There you go. Something along that line. There you go. It looks like the light's coming in there, and we're getting some shape to our pumpkin. Still looks pretty white in there, so we're going to change that next. While we're here, let's go to the outer glow. And in the outer glow, you can see there's a little yellow fringe around there. Let's just bump that up a little bit and see what we can do with this one. There, it looks pretty hard, but we're just going to come in and let's soften that down a little bit. Let's see what we can do to bring some noise in there. Try a different blend mode. See if a different blend mode makes it any better. Let's go with color dodge. No, it's too harsh. It comes up yellow by default, which just happens to be nice, but let's go with a lighter color. Try overlay. Oh, there we go. That's a nice bright yellow. I'm just picking a blend mode that gives me a sort of realistic look in there. Let's try the linear dodge again. Can we soften that up a little bit? Spread. Let's try the size. Oh, too much, too much, too much, too much. Noise, opacity, precise. I'm just playing here to get, oh, there we go. Just to get an effect here. So you play with it to get, there's something along that. Looks like there's light coming out from the inside of it. That's all I'm after. That's all I'm after here. Just a little bit of a blur coming out of there. There, something along that line there. You can play with it and try to be a little bit more convincing with yours. Try screen again. No. Looks a bit harsh. That's the only thing. I'm going to go with soft light and see what that does. Doesn't do anything for me. No, soft light just loses it all together. Try the color dodge. Let's spread it down a little bit. There we go. Tell you what, we'll live with something like that. We can play with it and you can come up with some different things. Let's try inner glow and see if this will give me anything. I don't think it will because it's just white in the inside there. No, it's not really doing anything at all. No, that inner glow is not doing anything. You could probably leave that off. Outer glow is what we'll go with. Let's try a drop shadow. Ooh, the drop shadow helps too. It gives us a bit of definition in there. And we'll just, what if we change the angle of that drop shadow? Spread. No, let's go with spread. Distance, opacity. Let's take the drop shadow back a touch. There, we'll just give a bit more contrast with that. Some noise in there. Okay, good enough for now. Good. Say okay. So we've got that. Now, it still looks too white in there, so we need some color in there. Lots of ways you can get color in there. Make sure you're on that shape layer. We're going to come in and pick our bucket tool. I believe it's under the gradient here. Now, you can do it a couple ways. Let's grab the paint tool, and let's grab a nice orangey sort of look here. Something along that line. I'll lighten it up a touch. And now we'll just, with the paint bucket, we'll just click inside here, and we'll just add in a tone in here. If you want to change that tone, just pick a different tone in there. If you want to go with a gradient, you can certainly pick the gradient tool, depending on what colors you have here. There's foreground and background goes to black. Let's see what that does. Say okay. You can always change those two colors. It works in the, works. I messed that, because I'm on the shape layer and it's just affecting everything in front. I don't have it selected. Hold down your command key, click on the eyes, and let's try it again. Here, bring it up so we can see it. I'll just click and drag across here. I'll have to select it. Ooh, that's menacing. There you go. So there's lots of different techniques you can use. We'll play with a few in class. And then you can do a digital pumpkin carving, and you can make up a picture for your mom to stick on her fridge.